Number 7, we will have to complete the figures. So let me show you what has been given. Okay, all of them are in this structure. In fact, they are in shape of a square. Okay, figure is not to take it as it is, but the description that I've just mentioned. Okay, so this is what is being colored. Okay, you have a coloring here like this, and testing you. The question is testing you on pattern recognition. Pattern recognition. And what is the next exercise? The question is testing you. The question wants you to extrapolate. Okay, extrapolate means what? If they give you for n values, you should be able to produce the n plus 1th value. Now remember, given n values to produce the next value, though it simply sounds too simple, in the line of science and technology, it is not all that easily done unless you have these two, or I would say the first one, pattern recognition. Unless you recognize the pattern, you will not be able to go to the n plus 1th state. So that is a beautiful part of this question. Having mentioned this vital question, remember each of the topics in CXC is actually training you to become well equipped, right? Because math is fundamental to all areas of science and technology. Science and technology, and development happens with science and technology. Okay, so that is so much so for that question's information. Let's move on. Okay, let's go on to the second part of the question. Now we've been given a table, so let me draw the table. So let me write the figure 1. Figure 1, number of colored squares is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perimeter is given as 12. And this is the formula part. 1 positive 2 raised to the power of 2 is equal to 9. This is given. Number 2, 7, 16. 2 positive 2 raised to the power of 2 is equal to 16. Number 3, 9, 20, 3 positive 2 raised to the power of 2 is equal to 25. And then so on and so forth. We are reaching the point 11. We have to find this value. We are given this value. We have to find this value. And then so on. And we are given 23. Oh, we are not given 23. We will have to find out the value of 20, that value. So this is given as 49. We have to find out this value. And this is given 23 plus 2 whole squared is equal to 625. And n is given. We have to find this value. We have to find this value. We have to find this value. Okay, so basically we have to complete the table. That is the requirement. Okay, let's go and see the formula here. See, figure number 1 value is 1, figure number 2 value is 2, figure number 3 value is 3. So clearly the nth term is written here. Nth term is going to be n positive, right? N is here, n should come there. Now 2, 2, 2, it's constant, so 2 is also going to be there. Now indexes, exponential value is 2, 2, 2, so 2 should also be there. So this is going to be my formula. So what is this? This is going to be n squared positive 4n positive 4. So that is a formula that you have to write and expand it. So that gives you the score. Now watch over here. I just started off here as 23. The reason I placed 23 is that clearly you see there, if 1 is here, you have to have 1. If 2 is here, you have to have 2. If 3 is here, you have to have 3. So this is the concept of inversion, right? So foremost, in the first case, I went on forward thinking. And in the second case, I am just applying the thought process to re-invert, or I would say invert the process that gave us the outcome. So now what we have to do is we will have to place 23 here. So placing 23 solves the question. So that's the solution there, 23. Okay, so successfully we have completed 2 parts. Now coming to the next part. Now we will have to actually find out what is the governing value here. Okay, that is critical. We will have to extract the governing value here. And then we will have to extract the value over here. So these are the fill in the blanks that are present that needs our attention. Okay, let us go and find out the perimeter. How are we going to do that? Now study the sequence that you have here. 12, 16, 20, and it goes all the way, right? Now first you find out the first term. What is the first term? 12. And then you find out the common difference. Between 12 and 16, what do you got? 4. Between 16 and 20, what do you got? 4. So D is a common difference. Now you want to find out the formula. You have this that would help you. That is going to be A positive n minus 1 times D. So A is 12. You just keep n as general and you place the common difference D there, which is 4. So this is equal to 12 positive 4 times n is 4n negative 4. 12 added with negative 4 will give you 8 positive 4n. So this is going to be the nth term. So the nth term is going to be 4n positive 8. Now you can rewrite this as 4 times of n positive 2, right? So this is going to be the perimeter. Therefore the perimeter is given by 4 times of n positive 2, right? Now we will have to obtain the value for 49, right? I mean for figure number 23. We will have to get the value that corresponds here. So figure number 23 will have a perimeter of what? So n is equal to 23. So that's going to be 4 times of 23 positive 2, which is going to be 4 times of 25. 4 times 25 is what? 100. So the perimeter here is 100. So that completes the answer. So this one is also completed. So the formula is 4 times of n positive 2. Now moving on, we need to sort this column out. So write the sequence. So we got, this is the number of colored squares, right? That is given as 5, 7, 9 and so on and so forth. So what is the first term? It's 5. What is the common difference between 5 and 7? 2. Common difference between 7 and 9? It is 2 again. So therefore the nth term is given as a positive n minus 1 multiplied with d. N minus 1 times d. So first term is 5 and n, you retain n as it is. So it's going to be n minus 1 times d is 2. So you expand this, you get 2n negative 2. You add negative 2 with 5. You get 3 positive 2n. You can rewrite this as 2n positive 3. Okay, so go back over here and write that down. 2n positive 3 is required. So this is completed. Now this can also be completed, isn't it? So this is going to be 11 positive 2 the whole squared. What is that value? 11 positive 2 is 13. So 13 squared is 169. So 169 is over there. Now this can be completed. N is equal to 11. So write that value. For n is equal to 11, what do you have? 2 times of 11 positive 3, 22 positive 3, which is 25. So this is the value 25. So you have actually got all of these values. Now this question is a beautiful question. Now why do I say that? You see that first is pattern recognition. This is visual activity, okay, a visual skill. From merely seeing it, you are able to recognize a pattern. Now this is the mathematical science behind these patterns. So this is a powerful tool to learn, apply and to develop. So that is why I say that this question is a beautiful question that develops a very important cognitive fraternity of the mind. Okay, so I mentioned that. Let's move on to the next question. Now there is one part of the question they are asking us, which is question C. They are asking us to find how many white squares in figure 11. So you go to figure 11, the total number of squares that are in this figure is 169. Total number of squares is 169 and total number of colored squares is 25. So you write that in figure 11, total number of squares is 169 and total number of colored squares is 25. So therefore total number of white squares is 169 minus 25. So what do you get? From 169 you take away 25. You get a 4 there, you get a 4 here, you get a 1. So 144. So that is the solution for this question. Now how did I get it? I got it merely from the table using these two data points.